Imagine the scene. A calm, leisurely stroll through the park on a warm summer's day. The birds are singing, there's scents of flowers and freshly mown grass. Not a cloud in the sky, and the light breeze carries sounds of children playing and rustling leaves. You follow the path around a corner and you stop dead in your tracks at the sight you see before you. A young man in a smart business suit is pouring what looks and smells like petrol or gasoline over the flower beds. Excuse me, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. Mind your own business.
But you're pouring petrol all over the flowers. Why would you do that?
No, I'm not. What makes you think that?
Well, it smells like petrol and it says danger flammable liquid on the side of the can.
No, it doesn't. This is fertiliser, and I'm a parks gardener. I work for the council.
But you're wearing a business suit.
I wear a suit because I'm a professional. I'm a council-appointed horticulturalist.
But you're going to set fire to those flowers. What if it starts a bigger fire?
No, you've got it all wrong. I'm a qualified professional, and this is fertiliser.
Really? Doesn't look like it. You really sure about that?
Absolutely. I spent years in college learning this. Everybody knows that flowers need fertiliser. You've just misunderstood because you're not a highly knowledgeable expert like me. So, thanks for asking, but there's nothing to see here.
You think for a moment, and against your better judgment, decide to take him at his word. Nobody would seriously set fire to the flowers in the park, would they? Especially not a plant specialist working for the council. So you apologise for the misunderstanding and go on your way, only to hear the whoosh and crackle of flames behind you and smell the acrid tang of burning gasoline as you round the corner. If you found that scene bizarre, I can only apologise, but I needed a memorable example to illustrate the manipulative, mind-bending horror of gaslighting. Gaslighting comes in many forms, but they all work on the same principle. Someone who is engaged in a harmful activity denies that they are doing it, denies it's harmful, or actively questions the validity or even sanity of anyone who queries their actions. They often use credentials, financial clout, or social standing to bolster their claims that they are innocent of all wrongdoing, even against a mountain of evidence to the contrary. They may just choose the simpler option of ignoring every accusation, metaphorically closing their eyes, putting their fingers in their ears and going la 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 every time someone tries to raise the issue. The goal of gaslighting is to undermine the weight of other people's arguments and to make them look and feel like frauds, or even doubt their sanity. If we cannot be heard or we're constantly spoken over, then we may eventually give up and start to think we are the problem. Autistic people are subjected to gaslighting at every level and throughout our lives. Often, those doing the gaslighting don't realise they're doing it because they've been taught that that's the right way to deal with situations they don't understand. Denial, incomprehension, and steadfast dedication to the established order is a way of life for much of the world. Parents gaslight their autistic children when they're unwilling to accept their kid might sense the world differently, or that they process information in ways they don't relate to. They call their child a fussy eater because they don't share their intensity of taste or texture, or force us into wearing unsuitable clothes because they don't feel the same pain when they wear something similar. Gaslighting rears its head when we go to school. Whilst some autistic kids thrive in a traditional school built on rote learning, regurgitation of information and social structure, many will not. But their needs are gaslighted by teachers who themselves are corralled into providing a one-size-fits-all education. When a child excels in one subject, they're pushed to work harder at their weaker subjects. Natural mental mathematicians lose marks because they can't show their workings and get accused of cheating. Socialisation and competition are forced on children who can't process them, and inquiring autistic minds get told off for asking stupid questions because the teacher can't accommodate their need to know the why as much as the how. Throughout the school experience, many autistic people feel that their needs are ignored and leave school feeling like failures because that's what they've been gaslighted into thinking. In the workplace, our bosses encourage honesty and feedback, yet punish those who provide it. They display mission statements boasting of innovation and integrity, yet are reluctant to embrace change and encourage their staff to be careful what they say to customers, lest they discover the true value of the products or services they pay for. They promote people whose work is below par because they're popular with other staff, whilst holding productive, knowledgeable workers back. On the surface, much of this is hypocrisy, but on an individual level it's gaslighting. To the autist who constantly tries to do their best according to the rules they're taught, it feels like we're missing some essential variable that makes the equation work. It's enough to make us feel like we're losing our minds. We now live in an age where new methods of communication have allowed autistic people to talk to each other and share our experiences. We have become a collective with a common purpose of making the world a friendlier place for us. In response, we're now gaslighted not just as individuals, but as a community. For years, we've been trying to be heard. But we face an establishment unwilling to accept the true diversity of the human mind. We face a medical and academic infrastructure based on the presumption that we are incomplete, deficient people who don't know what's best for us. We're up against the monolithic forces of an industry that profits from inventing pointless cures and delivering abusive therapies they can sell to our parents and our governments. They, in turn, are propped up by supposedly trustworthy charities that propagate fear of the unknown and recruit those they scare as enablers. Their favourite tool to put us in our place and justify ignoring our pleas to be heard is, you guessed it, gaslighting. They tout their credentials, their money, and their status as tokens of their credibility and reliability. They undermine us by citing the image of autists as flawed, inarticulate, antisocial people who don't know our own minds, an image they themselves created. When we work together, they weave fantasies of us being a network of muddle-headed cranks seeking attention, even accuse us of fakery. They use every trick in the gaslighter's manual to make us look and feel like imposters, not only in our own eyes, but those of the public. Is it any wonder then that so many parents, educators and employers believe them? When weighing up the value of money, power and expert opinion against a lone child or employee who says differently, is it surprising that so many find us difficult to believe? The very establishments and experts people are conditioned from birth to trust tell them one thing, whilst their child, pupil, employee or a random person on the internet says the opposite. People tend to stick to what they know, and unless we work together to help them learn, they will never know us. Many non-autistic people have made that leap of faith and have realised how they've been manipulated by the system to exclude autistic thoughts and feelings. They work alongside us to achieve the same goals and boost our numbers in the fight. They have embraced the knowledge that humanity is a diverse species with infinite different ways of perceiving and processing senses, emotions and problems. They are our friends and our allies, and they are growing in number. If you're autistic and you feel like the world is trying to send you around the bend, you're not alone. There is a thriving autistic community out there online, waiting for you to be part of it. You'll still encounter trolls, naysayers and vested interests who don't want you to be yourself and will refuse to listen. But you'll also find kinship, support, and the strength to accept that you are a truly valuable human being and part of something greater. Reach out and add your voice to a chorus of others that when we reach a crescendo will drown out those who profit from keeping us in the place they decided for us. Together, we can change the world. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please help the channel grow by supporting us directly by becoming a patron on Patreon and getting access to patrons-only material, or by treating yourself to some Autistic merch. It also helps if you subscribe by clicking on this link here for weekly videos about autistic life and issues.